Hi guys, welcome to our latest video. Really pleased to be able to show you today this beautiful Ducati F848 Streetfighter. Now this particular bike is a 2012 62 plate, although you wouldn't think so if you saw the condition. She's absolutely immaculate. Covered just 5,150 miles from 2 owners with a full service history. It really is just about as good as they come. As you can see, this particular bike is fitted with beautiful MIVV titanium exhausts, which sound absolutely fantastic. Adds a really nice rumble soundtrack to that Ducati V-twin. So we're going to take you around the bike, do some close-ups for you, starting with the right side, moving on to the left side, and finishing up with our cold start. I hope you enjoyed the video. Welcome back. Here we are on the right hand side of this absolutely stunning Ducati 848 Streetfighter. And we'll do some close-ups as we go through the right hand side of this bike, and what a stunning looking machine it is. She's certainly in every bit the condition you would expect a 5,000 mile bike to be in. Now at the heart of it is of course the 849cc Tester Strata V-twin, liquid cooled V-twin, and in contrast to the 848 that we have in stock at the moment, obviously being a naked bike without its fairings, we can see the configuration of this engine much better. So known by some as an L-twin, as you can see we've got an almost vertical rear cylinder and an almost horizontal front cylinder, and these plastic indentations basically represent the twin overhead camshafts for each cylinder head. So this is basically the 8.4 engine pre-Evo. So you'll notice there's in the sports bikes there's an 848 and there's an 848 Evo. So this is the pre-Evo engine, but nonetheless we're looking at somewhere around 135 brake horsepower at the crank, and in a naked bike that's more than adequate. This is still a seriously quick machine. Obviously you get lashings of that V-twin torque as well, so it's not all about brake horsepower. It's a cracking engine and it sounds absolutely phenomenal through these rather expensive titanium twin MIVV exhausts, and they are an actual thing of beauty. Now we've got the standard exhausts and they are themselves completely unmarked, but I think once you've seen these on the bike and heard them, you'll see that there's absolutely no reason to remove them at all. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So we'll start at the front of the bike, and largely from the sort of headstock backwards, bar the side mounted exhaust rather than the under seat exhausts on the 848 sports bike. From the headstock backwards it is almost identical to the 848 sports bike, but of course being a naked, see we've got this aggressive single headlight at the front and these upright bars, and it's a real wheelie machine if you're that way inclined. And you'll see that the paintwork is absolutely magnificent. As you can see, we've got brand new Pirelli Rosso Corsa 2s. I say brand new, they've done 100 miles. So new enough not to be worn, but used enough to have been scrubbed in. And you can see we've got the Brembo Gold Line radial mounted brake calipers on Showa upside down forks. Good opportunity to do some close-ups. You can see the wheel is totally unblemished, there's no chips, no scuffs or scrapes, and as you can see from the brake disc there's no corrosion or build-up of brake dust. Also fitted with an R&G radiator guard and a complementary R&G oil cooler guard. And obviously, being a naked bike, we've also got a slightly shorter rear mudguard assembly as well, so these vital areas are somewhat prone to stone chipping, etc., but we can see the actual valve cover there, and no signs of anything other than a nice easy life. Again, these lower painted cowlings or lower fairings, they too can be susceptible to stone chipping, and they're completely unmarked. Now, this bike came in as a part exchange from our valued customer Tom, who upgraded, or in his eyes upgraded, to a Kawasaki ZX-10R. But I have to say the bike is an absolute credit to Tom, because it's been fastidiously maintained. You can see the paintwork on the tank. It's completely unblemished. There's no dents, no scratches. And again, an area that can suffer on these is this leading edge of the tank. There's no stone chips or scuffs on there. That classic painted red Ducati trellis frame is equally unblemished. And you can see again, totally unmarked clutch case in there, and even the Ducati Testa Stretta 2 signage shows no sign of corrosion, which can happen on Ducatis if they're ridden in all weathers and not particularly well looked after. Beautiful open rear wheel there, on the just partially obscured by those MIVV exhausts, of course, unlike the sports bike, but we can see enough of that wheel to see that she's in lovely condition. And of course, that virtually brand new Pirelli. Bringing up the rear, and what a lovely rear end it is. You can see we've got a nice neat R&G tail tidy, and actually, although the bike's still sporting a full-size number plate for legality, I don't think that looks out of place at all. I think the tail tidy's doing its job there and just tidying up that rear end quite nicely. And again, probably one of the nicest looking seat units around. No boot marks, no scuff marks from people getting on and off the bike. As I say, it's a real credit to the previous owner, and if you're looking for one, this one's absolutely immaculate. So we'll be back shortly with the left side of the bike, and then followed up with the cold start. Welcome back. This is the left hand side of our absolutely lovely Ducati 848 Streetfighter, and we'll take this opportunity to do some close-ups on this as well. As you can see, beautiful gleaming red paintwork on the tail unit. For being really fussy, look, there's a couple of marks on the tank protector pads there, but ultimately they've done the job that they're employed to do. Otherwise those marks would be on the paintwork. So that's obviously just to protect the paintwork on the tank from zips or anything likely to rub on the tank. But the actual tank itself is blemish free. And again, on this side, the area that can be prone on Streetfighters to stone chips, this frontal area here is pretty good. If we look right inside, there's a tiny little mark there, but again, we are being absurdly fussy to point that out. But I think we're entitled to be fussy, as are our customers, so we'd just like to show you every little thing possible. There's the headlight, no marks or chips or scratch on the headlight. And again from this side we can see those radiator and oil cooler guards. No more blemishes or scratches on the generator cover here on the left hand side, and the water pump cover as there are on the right hand clutch covers. Absolutely immaculate, matching pairs. And again, even this bracket here, you'll notice on so many Streetfighters this bracket here tarnishes and goes sort of a whitey colour, normally from salt corrosion. So if a bike's been ridden either through the winter or indeed in just all weathers, Ducati Streetfighters are certainly they're certainly known for showing that up. I think that's testimony to how well this bike has been looked after during its life. And of course, one of the most important things on all Ducatis, I mean, firstly you can see from the exhaust manifold there and the studs, there's no corrosion there, and the paintwork on the on top of the gearbox there is absolutely as it came out the factory. That's quite important to show off as well, because again, less well maintained bikes can suffer with paint flaking off of the engine or the back of the gearbox. And just look at that rear spring and shock assembly. Do they come any cleaner than that on a used motorcycle? I suspect not. It really is as if it was just fitted. The spring arm itself again is absolutely unmarked, no scratches from boots or anything more sinister than that. And we can show you on the inside of the rear wheel rim. Again, absolutely spotless. Okay, so while we're also on the left hand side of the bike, you may recall from when we looked at the instrument cluster that we've got DQS and DTC. Now DQS stands for Ducati quick shifter, and that's the quick shifter fitted there to the gear linkage, so that allows your clutchless upshifts, saving fractions of a second off of your run to the burger van. And you'll also see a sensor there underneath the left hand caliper mounting, and that's to aid with DTC, Ducati traction control. So I've actually got 8-stage traction control on this machine in conjunction with the quick shifter. So whether it's enabling you to lap a little bit quicker on a track day, or just to keep you safe in wet weather, the DTC is definitely a bonus. And finally, you'll also see that we've fitted a Optimate charging cable there. We do that to every single bike that comes in, just to keep the batteries in tip-top condition. And you can see from this side also the part of the exhaust that's hidden on the right side of the bike by the heat shield is in really nice condition as well. So there you go guys, that's the left hand side of the bike, and we'll see you back here for the cold start and summary. Okay, here we are at the instrument panel at the cockpit of the bike, and as you can see, it's got a really nice, really just sort of quite a delicate LCD instrument panel there. Really nice and clear and concise, gives you everything you need. And you can see the mileage there is 5150. As you can see, we've got an LCD tacho running across the top, and then you can see there we've got both DTC and DQS, representative of the Ducati traction control and Ducati quick shifter. And we're going to fire her up for you so you can hear what those beautiful MIVV titanium exhausts sound like. As with all our videos, that started completely from cold. MIVV titanium exhaust sounds like. Absolutely beautiful. I can actually feel the vibrations through the patio slabs. So you can hear what these sound like. There you have it, absolutely stunning. It's quite possible that the sound won't represent particularly well through the microphone of the camera. You really do need to hear this in the flesh, but there you go, that's the cold start. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video of our 2012 62 plate Ducati F848 Streetfighter. She really is a beautiful machine. If you're looking for one of these, I think you'd be hard fought to find a better example. And just to summarise, as I say, this is a 62 plate Ducati Streetfighter 848. She's covered 5,150 miles with a full service history, 4 stamps in the service book history, serviced less than 100 miles ago by Ducati specialists Carl Harrison in Norfolk. Cam belts are good for 5 years, last replaced in September 2018. She's got a brand new pair of Pirelli Rosso Corsa 2s, and of course is fitted with this beautiful MIVV titanium exhaust system. Absolute a cracking road bike in beautiful condition, and this particular bike is available at 7495. I hope you enjoyed the video.